My name is Chauncey Hutter Jr. I'm in the tax industry, also in the Christian business growth industry. The website's real quick for the tax industry is taxmarketing.com. For the Christian business growth industry, it's holyrenegade.com. My journey with Dan, I've been met Dan, or didn't meet him, but started with Dan 21 years ago-ish. And it came from me going to an office store going out of business, and I went over to the shelves, and they were selling all these books for like $2, and I scanned it, and I saw this crazy title, and I didn't even know, I can't remember the title, but so I picked it up, and it was a Dan Kennedy book, so I bought it for like $2. And then about a week later, I read the book really fast, loved it. About a week later, there's a newspaper ad with advertising a success event in a city about an hour from me. So I'm like, and I saw this marketing guy at the bottom of the ad. I'm like, I think that's the same guy that just read that book about. And so I'm going to just go to this thing. And so I went to this thing, and I've never been to an event where you stood up and then you sold stuff. And so I was looking around, and I saw Zig Ziglar and some of these guys selling stuff. I'm like, wow, this is a business. And so I just went to the back table and just bought everybody's stuff. I just said, give me one of everybody's, and I went and put it in my car, or put it, and so I didn't want to go back and stand in line.
Now, Ben, that's a good customer.
And so I got to the Dan Kennedy part at the end, and everybody's leaving. This is the part that I wanted to stay for. I came for the marketing part. And he spoke my language. We had just started working in a small tax office. Went to work for a family tax business. I didn't know anything about taxes. To this day, I don't know anything about taxes. But that we started in a $50,000 a year tax office, couple of rooms, couple of part-time employees, and using Dan's stuff. At the end of the day, it was Dan's stuff. We grew to 24 locations, $4.3 million a year, 400 employees during tax season. I mean, it's a massive growth, and we were doing things in the tax industry that nobody was doing. And then, one of my favorite stories about this relates to Dan Kennedy. It was a vacation that I went to. Anyway, I bought his stuff. I bought his kit. Went to the seminar. He said, I cornered him after one of the seminars, and I said, he did a little consultation, and he's like, you need to get into the information marketing business. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there saying, well, I could go do it over here in this industry or that industry. He goes, no, you got a story in your industry. Do it right there. And so that got me into consulting and coaching, and he taught me that whole business for the last 15 years. But what's cool is the aha for me. I said, look, I want to pay. I need to hire you for the day, and I've got a list of stuff. I'm just going to pay to sit in the room, and I just have a bunch of stuff I wanted to ask you. So I paid for his day consulting. So I scheduled it around a vacation. So I literally got, my wife and I don't know if you even remember this, got in a plane, and we flew to Colorado. And so this is my favorite vacation of all time. I got to see this is all in the same week, a professional football game where the Redskins were playing the Denver Broncos. I got to see the Rockies play. That week we went, my sister and her husband were out, and we got to stay in a very nice, they were house sitting for a celebrity with multi-million-dollar house. We got to stay there. All these different things that we did on this vacation, very cool stuff. But the highlight of the vacation was spending a day in a room with Dan Kennedy teaching me about marketing. And so that was so I left the room after a day long, and my wife came to get me, and we were walking around downtown Denver, and she's like, why aren't you talking? What's going on? And I had just gone through the epiphany of, I understand this now. I understand that there's lead generation, that I understand that there's how you do this thing. And I didn't always get it. And I went to the seminar, I'd buy the product, I would go to, but after spending, all my questions, I was asking the wrong questions. I didn't realize. And so,
C. Nelson, epiphany.
Well, so anyway, that was a key piece for me, because the marketing, the business world, the how to grow a business, everything changed after it clicked. I mean, my mindset clicked back then. And so there's a lot of really powerful things that have happened over the years where there's a lot of different businesses you grow, and there's just very appreciative, Dan, of just, you do this for a lot of people, but I'm obviously, when you do it for my life and my family's life, and you're able to, there's just many, many things that we're always, even though I've given you a lot of money over the years, I'm always going to get a lot more for that money. So I really appreciate it. I guess there's a lot of things to say, but that's kind of the main journey. And 20 years, been a really good ride, and see how many more years we go.
All right, folks, you've met everybody in an obviously interesting and eclectic group. The next part of our program, you will be hearing everybody's killer best tactic, strategy, the secret they have to kill you if they tell you, will be coming up next.